How's it going, you sexy beasts? Like blowing shit up, driving dune buggies, and firing hand cannons? Then you've come to the right place. I'll be discussing the upcoming Empire-specific rocket launchers, which are the camera-guided Phoenix for the New Conglomerate, the magazine-fed Striker for the Terran Republic, and the dubstep cannon Lancer for the Vanu Sovereignty. Also, we have the common pool dune buggy vehicle, the Nanite Systems revolver, and the hinted-at Terran Republic Crossbow. Finally, I'll be going over the finalized details about the account-wide unlock system and its implementation. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. First off, I'm sure the big thing that everyone is really excited about, the Empire-specific rocket launchers. These 3 new launchers each feature a unique aspect for each faction, and all look absolutely awesome. Keep in mind, Sony has deemed the quality of these items to be the new standard of all items to be released in the future. These launchers both look awesome and act awesome, but also come with some very amazing animations. If you wish to check out the weapons demonstrated by Matt Higby himself, I'll post a link to the VOD of him showing them off. The first one up is the New Conglomerate's Phoenix, which fires a camera-guided missile to deliver the warhead onto the intended target. No numbers are out for any of these weapons quite yet, but going by the video footage, the Phoenix deals a little more damage than the default dumbfire rockets, but still a little bit less than the Nanite System's Decimator. Rockets fired move rather fast, but will leave the user vulnerable to attack while the rocket is in flight. Best comparison I can bring up is the TV missile of attack helicopters from Battlefield 3. There's a slight latency between moving the rocket, just so the rocket isn't amazingly agile to curve around walls or go over the tops of hills. While the rocket is in flight, it's completely vulnerable to hostile fire. Due to flares having no effect on the Phoenix, the warhead can actually be shot down by small arms fire or even anti-air flak weaponry to quickly dispatch of incoming rockets. This Phoenix is designed to be fired from extremely long range where other launchers might not be as effective on the field. Next on the list, we've got the Striker for the Terran Republic, which is the only magazine-fed rocket launcher in the game. Each magazine holds 5 rockets, with an additional 15 rockets in the reserve. The Striker is a lock-on only weapon, and acts much alike the Nanite System's Annihilator, where the weapon cannot be dumbfired, and must require a lock-on through aiming down the sights in order for the weapon to be fired. This weapon is semi-automatic, which will fire a rocket for every pull of the trigger or click of the mouse. Every rocket fired from the Striker deals much less damage than the default rocket launcher, but if compared to an entire magazine, the Striker deals an immense amount of damage. The drawback of using the Striker is the fact that it's a lock-on required launcher, but the foot soldier can simply fire off 1 rocket, wait for an opponent to waste their smoke or flares, and then fire the remaining magazine. The final Empire-specific rocket launcher we're going to be given is the Lancer for the Vanu Sovereignty. This is essentially a laser beam that has the ability to charge up its warhead, consuming more ammunition in order to deal much more damage. The largest advantage of the Lancer is the fact that gravity does not affect its projectile, and the fact that the projectile is also fast as hell. It's nearly instantaneous, making this the easiest unguided launcher in the game with regards to hitting your target. Downside is, though, after you have fired, regardless of how charged that the weapon is, it will leave a really bright trail from where you have fired, meaning that defensive gunners can easily spot your position and take you out pretty quick. Magazine size of the Lancer is 6, or a total of 2 fully charged attacks. There's another 18 shots in reserve, which converts to another 6 fully charged attacks. The charge-up mechanic of the Lancer will increase the damage of the weapon, while also consuming additional ammunition, which will increase the total damage output to be about 3 times of what it normally is. When aiming down the sights, there's a unique crosshair that will light up with each charge being loaded, and a final animation when the weapon is fully charged and will deal maximum damage. Charging the weapon can be started both while aiming from the hip as well as aiming down the sight, and can be fired vice versa as well. All things considered, you'd have to agree that the Lancer can generally be called the dubstep cannon. Just listen to this beast. It's hard to top that awesomeness, but we've got just a little taste of the presumably common pool dune buggy coming in for all the factions. This vehicle comes fully equipped with 3 player slots, which are a driver, a gunner who sits exposed on top of a full 360-degree rotational turret, and the final slot being a rumble seat fitted on the back of the buggy. No further information has been shown other than what I've just mentioned, but it appears as if the certifications can be combined of both the Flash ATV and the Sunder, meaning the turret can be changed from the M20 Basilisk machine gun to other weapons, such as the M40 Fury grenade launcher or the G30 Walker anti-air cannons. Also, it wouldn't be too far-fetched for nitrous to be available for the buggy, as well as the standard performance chassis that all other vehicles can equip. This is all speculation on my part, but doesn't seem entirely impossible. Have you seen the revolver that Nanite Systems is developing for us? No in-game statistics is known about this weapon, except that it's supposed to hit like a truck and have a 6-round cylinder magazine. Most information I've found out about this hand cannon is from the 9th episode of Command Center, where Sony shows off both the modeling and the animation side of the weapon being developed, where both the model and animations look pretty damn awesome. Hopefully there's a beefy sound set to roll with this weapon as well. Attachment availability has been discussed for use with the revolver, which will hopefully give us more choices for pistols class, aside from the suppressor and laser sight. I can't wait to grab a 3.4 times scope on this beast. Sorry I can't give you guys anything else about this weapon, but aside from cosmetics, this weapon has been hidden behind curtains thus far. Last but not least, on the topic of weapons, we've been given some teasers during the 11th episode of Command Center. If you had watched the video or seen the tweet sent out by Luperza, then maybe you've seen a certain Terran Republic crossbow. Now, I'm not entirely sure how well this weapon will fit into combat at PlanetSide, or if it's even going to be in the game, but it looks pretty freaking sweet. It's not a conventional crossbow by any means, where 3 limbs are present instead of the usual 2. Also, it appears as if the crossbow is magazine loaded, as present from the bundle of bolts underneath the firing mechanism. This crossbow comes equipped with an adjustable stock as well, and what appears to be a foregrip, which is underneath the forward firing system. There's a tactical rail system atop the trigger system of the crossbow, which means that this weapon is fully adaptable with attachments and whatever customization you want. What piques my curiosity, though, is the fact that there's a Terran Republic logo on the stock, as opposed to an NS logo for Nanite Systems, indicating that this weapon could be faction-specific. Are we going to see faction-specific crossbow-type weaponry for the factions? Only time will tell. Finally, as I'm sure we've all been eagerly waiting, is the account-wide unlock system. I'll put a link to the forum post that Radar X has supplied us with in order to answer any questions that I leave out, intentional or otherwise. Generally speaking, any common pool items will be available to all of your faction characters, regardless of which one you had originally unlocked it. For example, if you unlock an item for your lightning tank, it will be available across all of your characters. Similarly, if you unlock a G30 Walker anti-air cannon for your Vanguard, it will not be available to your Terran Republic character's Prowler. Also, any weapons and non-consumable items, such as camouflage and decals, will be available to any other character of the same faction in which the item was purchased. Finally, account-wide unlocks will only affect items that are purchased with station cash. Anything unlocked with certification points will still only affect that character it was purchased on. Items unlocked with certs do not carry over to opposing factions characters, sadly. So there you have it, you sexy beasts. I wanted to get this video out to you guys in time for the Empire-specific rocket launchers to be released, and also give you all a glimpse of what's currently in development for PlanetSide 2. Also, game update number 5 will be hitting live servers either later today or tomorrow, and expect me to post a video covering all the changes in that as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video, as it's slightly different than what I normally do. If you did like it, please give it a big ass thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs it down. Let me know what I can improve on. What's your opinion on the upcoming weapons? Interested in getting your hands on the crossbow, or maybe the Nanite Systems hand cannon revolver? How about the buggy? Personally, the crossbow feels a bit out of place to me, and I'm really looking forward to the revolver. As for the buggy, I believe it feels a void of transportation and quick strike vehicles. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to keep up to date with everything happening behind the scenes for Drathmas Gaming, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Want to see more of his videos like this? Go ahead and subscribe. It's free.